What's up, guys? RileyChaseFox here, and today I'm going to be reacting to Joe Zeija's voice acting in anime video. I'm going to watch it, I'm going to break it down, and kind of give my input on how he explains how acting in anime is. And I can already tell he's going to probably do some tropes that I'm already aware of. But so for those of you guys who don't know, Joe Zeija is a successful voice actor. He plays Claude von Raygon in Fire Emblem, Ricely in Genshin Impact, Achilles in Fate Grand Carnival, Bumblebee in Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy, Kurt Vander in The Legend of Heroes, and he also adds additional voices to games, movies, and shows such as Final Fantasy VII, Crisis Core, Starfield, The Incredibles 2, and One Punch Man. He is also a very successful YouTuber with over 266,000 subscribers, and yes, there is more. One of the great things that I like about Joe is that he teaches an online voice acting course. So this isn't like you get behind the mic and you voice act and then he gives you feedback. This is more of a lecture course, which I would always recommend to people who are trying to get into voice acting or who still need to learn like the basics and foundations. I've personally paid for it. It is a little on the pricey side, but if you are trying to take voice acting seriously, then I do recommend taking this class. I wouldn't recommend this if you don't want to take voice acting serious. You're more of a casual, don't take it. If you can afford it, there is of course, payment programs that you could get on to pay per month, or you could pay the whole thing up front. It's plain, it's simple, but it's got a lot of information that breaks down things very easily. It's organized nice and clean. Now, this is a lecture course, so you're not gonna get behind a mic and you're not gonna record and he's gonna give you feedback. As far as I am aware, he says he doesn't do one-on-one personal coaching, but hopefully in the future he does. He's very talented and he gives some very good insight that I think a lot of people would really take seriously. Another thing is once you join the course, you're gonna get added into this Facebook group, which is exclusive just for the people who have paid for the course. Now, the good thing about that is you're gonna be in there with other people who are pursuing acting or who are already working actors, directors, engineers, things that you're gonna really need to be aware of. And it's great because you're getting insight not just from voice actors, but other people in the business and in the industry that do go a long way when you're learning the business side of things. And take advantage of it because not a lot of people have it. So if you're blessed enough to be in one, just ask questions and you would be surprised on how many answers you will receive and who will even answer them. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop into this video and see if Joe talks about anything worth me giving feedback on, which he obviously is. So yeah, let's go ahead and hop into it.
Okay, Joe, thanks for coming in today for our recording of Code Exidelius Fortana Type 0, Curse of the Zero Daybreak Nexus Cycle 0.
Jesus.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, great. Okay, so we're just going to start off with some anime warm-ups and efforts. So let's just go down the line and get these in the can, all right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
great.
great.
Okay.
Let's start simple with a closed mouth reaction. Closed mouth notice reaction. You see something out of the corner of your eye, and we're rolling. Yeah, that's going to need to be longer.
Okay.
Yeah, like 3 seconds longer.
Hmm?
No, really emphatically notice something, like it's the most you've ever noticed anything in your life.
Huh?
Yeah, I got to keep that mouth closed, though.
But the Japanese audio is clearly
Yeah, it
open
doesn't
mouth.
matter. Notice it for 4 seconds
Okay,
with your mouth closed and rolling. Great, thanks. That's great. That's great. Now let's go with an open mouth surprise reaction. Yeah, let's go with a 2-part one. Better make it a 3-part reaction. Yeah, gonna need to add a 4th part of that reaction to fit the lip flaps on this one. Thanks. Okay, great, perfect. All right. Stabbed with a sword.
Oh!
Stabbed with a knife. Stabbed with a 9-foot piece of steel rebar.
Oh!
Stabbed with a safety pin.
Ow!
The safety pin was poisoned.
Ow!
Okay, got it. Thank you for that. Let's go with a closed mouth chuckle. Open mouth chuckle. Okay, closed mouth into open mouth chuckle. Oh, sorry. I just saw he actually clenches his teeth toward the end. So closed, open, clenched chuckle. Okay, cool. Thanks. Next one here. Let's go with a nod.
In anime, there is a reaction to everything. Everything has a voice. Everything has to have some kind of audio to it. Yes, even a nod. So, like, anime is known for, like, being, like, this super over dramatic type of storytelling, which in anime it makes sense, but to reality it's like, why does a nod have to have a reaction to it? But it's just for dramatic storytelling. um what I liked is that he does the 102s, which are the quick inhale to exhale, which is like the it's so dramatic and so, like, people don't respond like that, but in anime it makes sense, and it's funny, and it's like a running gag. It's meant to dramatize the scenes, especially, like, I don't know, you're on a battlefield and you see one of your, companions get stabbed, or, you hear the love of your life tell you that they love you and you gasp or whatever. So, I like how he also talks about the mouth flaps. So in anime, you have to have the emotion of the scene of your character. So if, like, your character is, like, like, talking to the love of his life, and telling her that he loves her, and he gives this emotional, like, impactful reason as to why he likes her, as why he wants to be with her, and he could give a crazy good performance. And then the engineer and director is like, hey, that was great, but you were a second too fast or a second too short. So with anime, it's a completely different technique, because not only are you having to be a good actor and develop the emotions of the scene to create the scene, but now you're focused on timing and time codes and mouth flaps. So sometimes, like, you might have to emphasize a certain word, or, drag on a certain sentence or a phrase. So it's like, like in songs, when you hear, like, Blink 182, in my, like, oh my gosh, why is it escaping me? Blink 182 song, I Miss You, in my head, Blink 182 has this, like, weird way of saying in my head. They go in my head, in my head. Like, they don't pronounce the word correctly. And everyone knows, like, oh yeah, that's definitely Blink 182. But in song format, it makes sense. So, like, you won't pronounce, like, a word like yeah, you'll say yeah, or, like, it'll be exaggerated in a way to where it goes with the tempo of, because in music there's tempo, there's beats, there is BPMs, beat per minute. So in voice acting and anime, it's the same thing. Like, you're on, like, a time, you're on a beat, so you have to stay on those beats, and that's, like, a whole different technique in its own. So yeah, all right.
Nods make sounds?
They do in anime.
They
Let's
very
go
much
for it.
do.
Okay.
Great. Now a really intense nod.
I'm sorry?
Yeah. Like you're really agreeing with something.
Okay.
Like, you're agreeing with it so hard, it has to be so intensified. Like, I need to feel that nod. I need to hear it.
I'm gonna need more on that nod. Really agreeing. It's the most agreeing you've ever done. Yeah, that's great. Thanks. Okay. Next loop is, let's go with open-mouthed shock. The type 00 type code bot in front of you is just, it's so huge, you can't believe it, okay?
The 102.
And rolling. Okay, let's take a listen to the original Japanese. Yeah, that's a 6-part shock reaction, so...
So, I mean, the great thing about anime is that everything's done for you. Like, all you got to do is the Japanese do everything. They're like, hey guys, we've done the music, we've done the animation, we have the sound effects. All you got to do is just provide, the vocals, the English audio, for American, for American. All you got to do is apply the English audio. That's all we have to do. So like, that's great. But the fact that I freaking lost my train of thought right now. Oh crap! Hold on, let me go back.
Listen to the original Japanese.
Okay, there we go. So, listening to the Japanese, who do a fantastic job. And if you guys don't know, voice actors in Japan are like treated like A-list celebrities. Like, if not like equal, like they're treated like better than like the live action like creator. Think about like voice actors in Japan are treated like Brad Pitts and like Margot Robbie's, or like a Pedro Pascal, or a Leonardo DiCaprio, or a Angelina Jolie. I don't know if I said her. So like they're treated as like the best of the best. Like they're the biggest celebrities over there. So when you're listening to the Japanese audio, it's kind of hard because you don't want to mimic them, because remember, like, humor in Japan doesn't make sense in America. In American, like, humor doesn't make sense in Japan. Sometimes, not all the time, but like, I don't try to sound too much like my Japanese counterpart, because I don't want to sound like them. I want to play the character. Now, sometimes your uniqueness about you, because everyone's different. So that's why, when you have these, like, for example, like different Jokers, like Mark Hamill, like Heath Ledger, Joaquin Phoenix, and then, gosh, I can't even remember the other guy that played. It's so dumb. Whenever I'm recording a video, I can never think of people's names or shows. It's like my brain just like fries. The actor that played the Joker in the Suicide Squad, I always forget his name, but he's the lead singer of 30 Seconds to Mars. But that's why they're all playing the Joker, but every one of them is different. Now, for many people, a lot of people say Heath Ledger is the GOAT, like the greatest of all time to play the Joker, live action wise. But if you have been following Batman for a long time, you would know that Mark Hamill is arguably the best Joker. He's been the voice of the Joker forever, and there's been other actors who have played the animated voice of Joker, but Mark Hamill is like right up there with being the best of the best. Now, they all bring their own unique performance to it, but every actor is different. So when I listen to the Japanese audio, I don't try to sound like the Japanese actor, but it gives me an understanding of where I need to go. So I still try to give it my own unique flavor while still staying on. I always like to bring music into it. I always try to stay on key, but still try to play it uniquely and give it some dynamic, give it some flavor, give it some spice. So, it's weird because all this guy's doing is reacting to a robot, and you're just going, oh, you're like, oh, snap. So normally what would be like a, oh, damn, that's huge, turns into a, looking up. So yes, and we do look up too, but when you're voicing in like, if you're gonna look up, you need to make sure that like you're staying on access of your mic, which you'll be taught about when you're doing, taking voice acting courses, such as lectures. They tell you about this. You don't want to move off the mic because now you're staying off access. So you could stay in front of it. You can move like your upper body. You can move your lower body, but you got to keep your lips, your mouth like straight centered into the mic. And then that's when like mic techniques, like you can work it, but only when you're allowed to. Other than that, you need to make sure you're talking directly straight through the mic. So If you're going to look up, just make sure you know where your mouth is.
Yeah, that's a 6-part shock reaction, so
geez.
let's go for that. 6 parts.
A 6-part. Okay.
Perfect. Great, thanks. Now let's go for a small hesitation noise.
I'm sorry. Do people normally make noises when they hesitate? All I see in the script here are 3 dots, like an ellipsis.
Yeah, those 3 dots make noise in Japanese. Try it like this.
Are you okay? You need to take a break for some water?
No, that's the noise. Let's get 3 in a row.
3 in a row would be an ABC take. So you would tell your actor, hey, let me give it an ABC take. You would do 1 take, another take, and another take with a pause in between. That way they have enough to work with. Other than that, they'll say, hey, let me get a safety of your B take or safety of your C take, whatever. Means, can I get a safety? They want you to do it exactly the same. That way, if any background noise or anything's happening, they have a safety net audio file of your exact performance that they like best.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay. Last one here says charge up. Doesn't really say what we're charging here in the script, so let's start with a phone.
What? I'm not sure.
Yeah, open-mouthed phone charge. Go for it and rolling.
Charge ups are pretty fun, especially like in anime when you, because in anime you always have your battle cries. But in anime it's different from like, you know, Captain America doesn't say like, you know, United States shield throwing or like, you know, Ultra Mega Super Smash. Like, he doesn't have attack moves, but in anime you do. That's why, like, in Dragon Ball Z you have the Kamehameha. In Naruto you have the Rasengan. My brain's fried again. I watch anime all the time and I cannot think of attack moves. Why is this happening to me? But like in anime you have attack moves. So like you crescendo the attack moves. So you start off slow and then you build up the like, you know, like Kamehameha. Like, you know, try not to be too loud because there's people in here. But normally you would say, you know, like, you know, you would build that up and you would get really, really loud. So it'd be Kamehameha. Like you would build it up. I'm probably gonna have to like turn down my volume for that part. So I'm gonna turn that down real quick. So this is actually a good time. A good little thing for you guys to keep in mind. If you're gonna get loud, normally like your engineer should already know, but like this is the good thing about, you know, just making sure you, the director, the engineer are all on the same page. Because usually it's like you 3 in there. If not, it's you and the director. But you're gonna tell them, "Hey, I'm gonna get pretty loud. Can I step back?" Or, "Hey, can you turn down my gain?" Engineers will love you for that. I promise. Okay. So I'm gonna turn down my gain. So now I won't peak as much. So normally you would do a charge up attack. For this example, I'm gonna do Kamehameha. Kamehameha. Ha! Normally, I would exaggerate the ha a little bit longer, but I didn't want to this time. So now I'm going to turn back up my gain, which should be pretty good right there. I'm just going to double check. Oh, look, hella peaked right there. Okay, I think I should be good, though, with that. I'm just going to turn down just a little bit more. Okay, let's continue.
Okay, now let's go for like a big charge-up spell attack. Great. Let's go with a double wind-up. You're swinging an axe, like it's like an unbalanced fan blade, and you can barely handle it. Okay, that was good. Let's try it where the axe gets 6 times heavier on the second swing.
That's not physically...
Anime.
Right.
Okay, now you're winding that axe up, going in for the kill. It's getting heavier every time. You're raging, bloodthirsty, but right before you're able to bring it down, your Type 0 Code 0 activates, and you turn into a cat.
But...
Anime!
I like how he always just says anime, because it never makes any sense.
Well, great. That's a wrap for today. Oh, Hey, yeah, we just got greenlit for a sequel, and we're excited to bring you in for Code Exadelius Fortuna Type 0, Curse of the Zero Daybreak Nexus Cycle 0, Part Next. What do you think about that?
Nani?
お前はもう死んだよ何 Alright, cool. I liked it. That was awesome. So obviously Joe knows what he's talking about. I enjoyed that video. That was a lot of fun. I just love how I knew what he was going to do and say before he even said it, because if you voice act in anime, like, or you've taken classes in anime, or like you've done Walla groups, or you've been in the studio watching people voice act for anime, like, this is pretty much how it is. It's so zany, it's so wild, it's so crazy, but it's the love of my life. It's what I enjoy doing. I like how he ends on the whole note, like the nani. And what I really caught on to was how he's like, hey, we just got greenlit for the next season of blah, 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 because you guys would know if you watch anime. Anime has this weird tendency to have these super long title names. Like, I once was a human in the real world, and then I got transported to another world, and now I'm a dire wolf who fell in love with a woman who lived in the world previously as me, who I knew, who was my childhood friend, and we found a way because we have the red tether line connected to one another. And that is the name of the anime title. Hey, so if you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, leave a comment. Subscribe to my channel if you guys are interested in voice acting in anime and you want to see more content like this. Normally, I don't like asking you guys to subscribe, like, or comment, but it does help my videos to be seen within this really weird algorithm that YouTube has. But hey, as always, I don't know why you guys watch my videos, but you do, and for that, I am very thankful. So until the next video, have a great day. Boom.